all resistance training is going to cause you to have strength gains, okay? So I know I've been telling you to lift heavy and I want you to lift heavy, but if me telling you to lift heavy paralyzes you from actually exercising, please let that go. The best exercise is the one you will do. When we talk about optimization, this is why we're talking about a high weight. This is why we're talking about the reps and sets that we do, because we want to give you the optimal strength. However, it doesn't mean that at lower levels, strength doesn't happen. And I think people need to understand what that means when we talk about dose. Dosing your exercise for optimization could mean you are going to lift heavier with a lower rep to really give you lean body mass and increased strength. But it does not mean that your tiny mamby-pamby weight isn't giving you strength. It is. And here's another thing I think people miss. You do have to start low to get up there to the high. And so when we say we want you to lift heavier than you've ever been, we're just saying, hey, maybe you've never thought about lifting heavy before, but now I want you to understand that you probably should. If you could, if you would, I would really appreciate it. But you will have to start low and slow. Bicep curls are my perfect example to explain to you how to lift. When my patients have extreme pain, they have maybe 2, 3, 4 pound weights max. 5 pounds might be too much for some of my people with excruciating pain. Now, I'm not talking about if you have a rotator cuff tear. I'm talking about just generalized achy pain. But with time, as we stress your muscles and tendons, growth happens. You have to stress your muscles and bones to make growth happen. There's no way that a pill will make these things change. And so, everyone starts somewhere on their journey. And with time, you'll go from 5 pounds to 10 pounds to 15 pounds, maybe 20 pounds. But there is a threshold that you reach that you might not do anymore. I cannot curl more than 20 pounds because it hurts my hands and my shoulders feel not quite right. At least for right now, I'm not going past 20 pounds and I don't think I need to because I really feel fatigued at the end of my set. And to build muscle, I have to take things to failure. This is really the core of resistance training. You have to have resistance applied to your training to make growth. But if every time you lift, it doesn't feel hard, it doesn't feel tiring, I don't know that you're really making a change. Does that make sense? Everybody's heavy is different. So when people say, how heavy? Like, I don't know, how heavy can you lift? 70 to 80% of your 1 rep max doesn't mean a lot if you've never done it. And so for you, at the end of your set, do you feel tired? Do you feel like you could have squeaked out 5 more? If you could have squeaked out 5 more, you probably need a higher weight. If you think you can only squeak out 1 more, you see what I'm saying? I need to know that you're trying, but I also need to know that if it overwhelms you to say lift heavy, just lift something.